Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're here. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Organic herbs and botanicals, skincare and edibles, wellness for body and mind. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. Ronald Records. From indie gems to classic hits, discover the heart of local music. With live shows all the time, up close and personal, and regular releases on their in-house label. Ronald Records. Supporting the community, one track at a time.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, shout out The Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
The one and only Johnnie RIAR.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate the opportunity for having come up here.
Yeah, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, who you are, where you're from, what you do. Give us that Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
All right, for sure. Yeah. Johnnie RIAR. RIAR is my whole thing. It's my way of life. Reality is reflection. It's an acronym. That's what it stands for.
Okay. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that just took me to just want to do positive things through music. It's nothing like the things that music do for.
Yeah.
I've played sports, I've traveled, done a lot of things, but it's nothing like what music can do to one another and people.
No, totally.
And it's just, that's the whole idea. Now I'm here having an amazing conversation with you.
Hell yeah. Well, we definitely had one before we got on here, so I'm looking forward to the one we're going to have on camera.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Before we get too far into it, what got you started into music initially?
Mistily got into music. To be honest, it's gonna sound like corny, but a girl, they was in girls like in Drake, Playboy Cardi back in 2017, 2016. I'm like, I could do that.
I think they still like him now.
Yeah, but it was just one of some I could do that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I started playing around with it, and I always had an ear for music. I remember just growing up listening to Eminem. When Eminem dropped "I'm Not Afraid," I just remember playing that music video back to back to back. It was I always felt connected with music, and it was dang, people getting paid to do this.
Yeah,
I was I'll do this for free. So I just.
Oh yeah, I dig that. Was anybody else in your household or immediate family musical growing up?
I went to church one time with a family member, and this guy in the choir, he was like, "Man, you should sing," but other than that, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so you're really the first generation of musician in your family.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
And then what was one of the first moments for making music for you? When did you first actually create something?
Well, shout out to Darrell and my boy Jay Supreme, bro. There's this app called BandLab, and it's you can make music on your phone. Before that, it's where do I find a studio? How do I get a microphone and do all this technical stuff? And it was oh, it's an app on your phone. Just gotta have some headphones. So then, boom, that was 2016, 2017.
Okay.
Freshman year of high school, sophomore. So then I was I took it, and I was so what you gonna do with it? Yeah. And I didn't really do nothing to it. Fast forward a couple years, it's Corona. I'm at home all day, every day. And it's what else you gonna do? So you still got this app. So I was just making trillers and songs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely one way to do it. Corona really had a big impact on people's ability to realize they could make things regardless of what it is. Yeah. So there's definitely a big boom of creativity that has come from it. And now before we get into more of what you do with it in the present day, I do have a couple foundation questions I check in with everybody on. Sure. This first one's one we ask early, it's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
To be honest, I never bought an album.
That is all right. You'd be surprised how often that is the answer. Now I have a backup question. Okay. Though. What was the first album you remember listening to cover to cover a lot? The first
KOD.
Okay, hell yeah.
J. Cole.
Hell yeah.
Freshman year of high school. I stayed up all night. You know how albums drop at 12 a.m. School night. I remember just having an alarm for 12 a.m. because I was kind of tired that day after football practice or whatever. I looked, my alarm came off, woke up, turned around, got my phone, just played the album start to finish. And like Kids on Drugs. And I was like 15, 16 at the time. And it was like, wow. Like, it's deep.
It's a powerful album.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then what was one of the first live shows you ever went to that was like one you wanted to go to?
It's funny. Like, all right, I'll say two parts. All right, so boom. I'll say the first one. The first live show I ever went to was with Lucky.
Okay.
Back in like 2018.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who Lucky was.
Fair.
My sister was like, hey, we're going to go see this artist named Lucky. I like, okay, for sure. But now looking back at it, it was the livest show I ever been to. Like, I was mosh pitting, and I saw my friend. I was living in Dallas at the time. The show was in Houston. I haven't lived in Houston in like 5 years. I saw my middle school friend in the mosh pit.
Hell yeah.
And it was like, fuck it. Like, it was the coolest shit ever. But hey, yeah, Lucky's concert was probably like, I didn't look forward to going there.
Yeah.
It was like, I couldn't say that, but now.
I mean, that's still a cool show to go to. So thank you for sharing that. But what was the first one you wanted to go to?
Sauce Walker.
Okay, hell yeah.
Bro, South by Southwest, Sauce Walker, like it was the craziest atmosphere because South by Southwest already
that's just got that energy.
But they just like the whole TSF is walking down the 7th Street. It's just like popping street in Austin. The whole TSF. No security, just everybody, just cameras. They got selling shirts on hand, shirts, selling everything. And it was like the craziest like atmosphere I've ever been a part of. And it was just like off music and like culture. And like they literally walk into the club like 0.5 miles, like down the block, just walking to the show. Like most people get dropped off in the back. Yeah. We walking with them to their show. Yeah. And then we snuck on stage with them too. So it was just, Sauce Walker, bro. That was the most fun I ever had at a concert.
That's rad. And what brought you out here from over there?
So I had a job opportunity out here.
Okay.
But I didn't make it in time for the drugs.
Oh, no.
So they took the job opportunity, but I was still out here and I was like, bro, I ain't come out here for no reason.
Fair.
I just started meeting great people. Great opportunities started happening to me and things started changing for me. And I was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, no, I dig that. Thanks. Now, because you mentioned you did sports, whenever anybody brings this up, I'm secretly putting a little thesis on this together. So I'm going to have you be a part of it now. Sure. What are some of the similarities that you've experienced between music and sports?
Biggest one is work ethic. Work ethic takes from any perspective of life you go through. Yeah. So, you willing to, like, I'm playing basketball. I remember when I first started dribbling the basketball, I couldn't dribble the basketball. It was like so hard. Yeah. But then fast forward, I'm in the AAU national championship in Florida. I continued to dribble that basketball, kept on doing right hand, left hand layups. So like if you take that same approach to music, you're gonna just keep getting better. I don't think anybody. I hate nowadays. It's like this trendy TikTok hits, like, you know what I'm saying. But like, it's like working over time, seeing yourself progress through music. Like the process is amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Now, before we officially get into more of you in the here and now, and I guess you haven't been making music for an insane amount of years, but you've been doing it for a minute now. Cool. Do you have a defining moment where you decided you wanted to take music more seriously?
I'll say, let me think. That's a deep question. I say around when I got in college, freshman year, cause like I was going through it, like after Corona and then going to college was like a big jump. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really go to school during Corona, so it's like going to college right after that was like I was just in my head a lot. I was like, I didn't go to school at all. I was in my dorm room the whole time. Yeah. Just figuring out what I'm here for. I'm like, this is my first time being alone. Like, I'm like, what am I doing on this planet? So it's like, okay, I didn't like school because like just going to class every day and it was like, how am I supposed to make money on the side? I was like, this is not my route.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel comfortable in that route. So then it was like, so what are you gonna do then? You paid all this money for school. You don't want to do this no more. What are you gonna do? And it was like, I always had music in my back pocket, and I was like starting to I kept dribbling the basketball. You know what I'm saying? It kept getting better and better. People like, man, you make good music, bro. You post it? Nah, I was just like, so what you doing with it? So shoot, you gonna shoot the ball?
Yeah.
You just gonna pass it.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, it's game time, bro. I got a refund check, spend it on studio equipment, buy my own studio equipment, and just kept growing from there. And it was just started touching people. Like when I realized I could touch people through music, it was just, that's a whole nother level after that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's rad, dude. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go ahead and let's get on into you in the present day.
Okay.
We are going to get a super easy one out of the way first, though. How'd you pick the name?
Johnnie RIAR. Cause my name is Johnny, and
easy enough.
Cool ass name.
Yeah.
Like Johnny is the coolest name ever. Like RIAR, reality is a reflection. I found that, and it was like, damn, like that's life. So it was like, okay, let me just combine the two things that I know the best: my name and the way of life.
Hell yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your writing process a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to break it up into chunks, but we're going to start right at the beginning.
So
when you get inspired, you're ready to make music.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things you do to get a track started?
I like to wake up in the morning. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, it's like, it's the funny thing is, cause there's no like start to it. It's just like, I catch myself sitting down, I listen to a beat, I write a couple lyrics. Oh, that sound good. I'll just put it away. No, come back to it a couple weeks later, a day later, or it's just maybe I'm driving, something looking sane, you know, I ain't playing. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Let me put that on my notes real quick. And then I might use that for another track. Like what me and him have been doing recently. He cook up a beat from scratch, guitar. Maybe one time he just made a beat. We have a bike in the where the studio is. He hit the bike with an instrument and got the 808 from the bike wheel.
Okay, hell yeah.
And then we just go from there, just like off the top, just whatever feels right at the moment. So that's what the process been lately. But just after going to the park.
I got you.
I love going to the park. I'm an outside person.
Yeah.
Going to the park, sit down, put an instrumental on, and just write how I'm feeling.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to like beat selection, are you like mainly getting it from, guy off camera who makes beats for you now? Or do you get them online? How do you go about curating them now?
I'm a person that I love working with people I know. Bigger than like why would you go buy some water from somebody that sells water down the street when
unless it's Portland water.
Unless it's Portland water. Why go buy some Vancouver water when we got some Portland water right here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like exactly that's simple to me. So like I have great producers around me. Tristan right here, his producer name is Zero. He's one of the most talented people I ever worked with. Great producer Ari from Dallas area. I've been knowing him since high school. He helped me in my music process, and I know friends from Houston. And it's just I like working with people like I know. So yeah.
I dig that. I dig that. And then when it comes to putting the words together, like you already kind of touched on it, but are you like primarily in your phone? Do you ever do pen to paper? Are you freestyling?
My first time pulled up to the studio, I was penning paper my first time I pulled up to the studio, and it was like, bro, I could just put this shit on my phone. So I was like, I started putting it on my phone, but lately we've been freestyling. We freestyling right now.
I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that. And then once you get a track finished writing, so it doesn't have to be like recorded and released per se. You gotten it down, you're ready to memorize it, you're ready to get like stuck in your brain. How long does it usually take you to feel like you know it well enough to perform it?
To be honest, I don't think it's ever that, like, cause like it's still songs I made like years ago. I don't know all the lyrics. I mean, I know all the lyrics, but it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Some parts I just don't pick up on sometimes. So it's like, I don't feel like I ever just know all the songs. Cause like some songs I may make a song today and perform it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's like,
okay. So like, it's more just kind of like what's most fresh and most
current. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess Actually, let's get into your music now. This is a really good time to move into there. Because I went, hopped on Yield Spotify and checked out what you got on there, and it's all mostly from this year. But year's almost over, so excited to see what you're putting out next. But you've definitely got a sound. Like you've really dialed in on like what you're wanting to sound like, and it's really put together. The beat for Red Ferrari is a banger.
Shout out to Ari.
Yeah, that one.
Ari Bondi.
Cool one. And your most recent track, Peace Not War, is definitely a vibe.
Produced by him.
And the music video, I think, really kind of gave it a lot. But the track that stood out to me the most was Foreign Love. The beat is chill. The delivery was tight. It's super melodic. Like your approach to it was really put together. And like the music video, I'm not a big music video guy. Like I usually don't go that route, but I saw that was like your thing for it. So I wanted to dive in. It's really like artsy and correlative, and it just added this layer. Like it actually made the song kind of expand outside of the realm of just the music. But the track itself is really good.
Appreciate it.
Like big fan of that one for sure. But I am curious to know, out of all the music you have available, what are some of your favorite ones to perform?
So it's funny though, like I say Foreign Love, but it depends where I'm at.
Yeah.
Crowd. But yeah, I like Foreign Love because it's just like I'm not trying to rap over the beat or it just flows natural. So yeah, Foreign Love for sure. The funny thing is I haven't performed Red Ferrari. I only performed like 2 of those songs that I got released.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do you got cooking right now? What are you working on? Can you tell us about?
I got like just music wise.
Yeah.
We got a couple songs. We got maybe an EP, maybe a little mixtape here and there. We gonna see, we gonna see. But for right now, I'm just dropping singles. I'm shooting we're gonna have some videos just coming out. I'm just trying to stay consistent. Just getting, like you said, I've only been dropping from this year. Yeah. So like I'm really just trying to stay consistent and get like my
catalog.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
my catalog together and. Just dropping music videos and keep blessing people with my music.
Oh yeah. Now I want to take a moment and I want to zoom out. I want to kind of look at more music as a whole. Yeah. What are some of the things about either new music, if you're one of those people taking in the new, or if you're not, music that's just new to you that you found recently that you enjoy or you're getting inspiration from at the moment?
Yeah. Well, shout out to my step pop. Shout out to Mr. Norman. He put me on Bill Withers.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Like, bro, it's just not the vocals, the lyrics. Just like, I'm just having a conversation with my grandpa or something. Like, it's just beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been really on the classical, just me and him just been Kanye West. But yeah, bro, I just got hooked onto Bill Withers. And oh my God, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's try to see who else. Nowadays, I only listen to my friends. So like my friends' music is amazing too.
Yeah.
The wave they're on is impactful. So yeah, I like Rich's Archive. He been consistent. He been dropping some like some wavy. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just his own energy, and it's like, but it's rap.
Yeah.
And it's cool as fuck because it's like he bringing rap into like he painting pictures like this. Like this is how he raps. This is exactly like if y'all could see this picture, it's like a very fluorescent picture, but that's how he raps. And you don't look at rap as a fluorescent. You used to look as a dark thing or like like a negative color, but like he raps in such a fluorescent way, and it's like it's beautiful. But yeah, that's why I've been listen to my friends lately. Yeah,
I dig that. That's a really cool way to describe it too. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And y'all can see the picture he's talking about in the promo stuff on Instagram. It's part of that.
Oh yeah.
And then before we move into the hypothetical questions, which are all coming up next, this next question I have is probably the densest one in the interview. But, we've talked about your experience with music, the actions, the reactions. But when it's just you and music, one-on-one, what does music give back to you?
It makes me feel like I'm here for something. Not to feel like I'm just here for music, but it talks to me. Like, it connects me through this life. I feel like beyond this life, like music is gonna be a part of me. Like the frequencies, like how like technical music is, like how we was talking about like 32-bit, like like the recordings, videos, like it's just something about it that's just like just gravitates and just brings me like what's some things called goosebumps. And just hearing people's stories about life, like we never like imagine if you could like hear Beethoven talk about how shit was going on back in the day over like that would be so hard. And the fact that we're able to do that, we're gonna look back at these like recordings in like thousands of years and be like, oh, this is how life was.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we're able to do that and make money, make a living, provide, and like touch people and like et cetera, et cetera.
Hell yeah, man. I dig that. That's a cool way of putting it.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to move on to some hypothetical questions.
Okay.
And for these, sky's the limits. The questions are all made up, so the answers are allowed to be as well. But this first one's pretty straightforward. Sure. If you could work with any one person, the only requirement is they have to be alive. Who would you want to work with, and how would you want to work with them?
I ain't have to think. Kanye West. Like, hey, Kanye West. How would I want to work with him? I like, to be honest, I just want to pick his brain, like just more than music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like life on some general, on some like broad spectrum. So Kanye West on just. It's like, yeah, Kanye West, fam. I just like being around him and just seeing what he has to say and like his perspective on music, because the way he's like elevated music is crazy to me. It's like he's the greatest artist of the last like, in my opinion, like he's one of the greatest artists like ever to me. And
yeah, he's definitely made a big imprint in the realm of music for sure. And then subsequently, who's a local artist that you're aware of that you haven't gotten to connect with yet, but you would like to?
In Portland?
Yeah.
Bro, what's her name, fam? Bro. Damn, I ain't even mean to make that sound in the mic. Bro. Damn. Bro, her name is Cena Wynn.
Oh yeah, Wynn.
Yeah, bro, she's dope, bro. Yeah. When I first moved out here, I was like, and I did my research about Portland. There's this like thing called like this like page on Instagram about Portland like artists and stuff like that. And I was just scrolling through there and I saw her. I'm like, bro, she's hard.
Yeah.
The music video, her whole rollout and like work ethic is crazy. So,
yeah.
She's
also been doing it for a minute. She is definitely a big name in this area, but she like has put in the hours, you know what I mean? She's definitely got those 10,000 down.
Oh, for sure. You see it in the work for sure. Yeah.
And then for this next one, like I said before, sky's the limits, and it's pretty literal in this sense. But if you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access or building stability or power, it's guaranteed the best lineup, guaranteed the best show, and it doesn't have to be a venue. It could be anywhere. Where would you want to perform?
Where would I like to perform? Anywhere in the world. Man. Damn. I'll probably go to go in the rainforest somewhere. Go in the Amazon rainforest. By the river or some shit. Have like elephants in the background, like no, you know what I'm saying, like natural, like no like custom seating or anything, just everybody just vibing out in the rainforest.
Hell yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
And then to wrap up the hypothetical questions, if you could get one more album from anybody, they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have not put out an album in 100 years, they could have put out an album yesterday.
Jeez.
Who would you want an album from?
I'd probably say Mac Miller.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really love Mac Miller. Like when I started listening to him, like being a part of a musician is acquiring new tastes. Not saying like you should just follow somebody's steps, but like as you grow as a musician, you see other artists and you admire other artists. When I started listening to Mac Miller, he took my artistry to another level.
Yeah.
So like, I would be amazed to see what he can like come around in this time.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. What can we look forward to between, let's say, now and June?
Now in June, I'll say a lot of this. A lot of, you'll see me everywhere. Any opportunity, shows, anything. I don't care if y'all want to make a jingle for your hot sauce. You gonna see my face. You could call me an industry plant. You could say whatever you want. You know, like I'm gonna put in the hours. I'm gonna put in the time. I'm gonna put my face. I'm gonna get in the right rooms, and that's what you're gonna see a lot of me. A whole lot of RIAR, reality's reflection.
Oh yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
For this next one, go and look straight at your camera. Tell everybody how they can find you.
You could find me on Instagram at Johnnie RIAR, JOHNNIE RIAR, RIAR. And you could find me at work or in the studio. Catch me in the kitchen because I'm always cooking up, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on here?
First, shout out to, thank you for allowing me to be on here, man. Yeah, bro, it's a blessing to be able to just talk about life and music and things that just brought me along on this journey. And shout out to moms and pops. Like, y'all taught me so much, and it's like I'm so blessed to be able to start like keep learning from y'all. And yeah, shout out to my little brother Carter, bro. Like, he's one of my biggest inspirations, cause like he hates on me. So like when I played him Foreign Love and I showed him the music video, he was like, "This is it."
Yep.
I was like, man, hearing that from him is like, okay,
yeah.
we on to something. So
yeah.
Like, yeah, shout out to Carter, my sisters, Kennedy, Kiyosha, bro. Y'all teach me a lot of stuff, and I gotta leave the best for last. Shout out to the higher power. Shout out to God. Like, man, like we were just talking about this on the way over here. Just being able to just be on a platform and just spread my knowledge or spread things about me on this journey of life is like one of the most blissfulest feelings to ever feel. Like, I scored touchdowns, I caught picks, I scored buzzer beaters. Like, ain't nothing like being able to just do God's work. And I just appreciate, I thank you, God, for allowing us to be able to just spread our peace and our blessings and allowing us to keep on moving forward and allowing me to spread reality's reflection.
All right. With that being said, I've got one last question to go.
Yes, sir.
Before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second.
For sure.
As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary, Raw Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, the final question. And this is entirely up to your interpretation. But in all of music, what is an album you feel is more on the obscure side? So it's a bit of a deep cut. It's one you think not a lot of people would know, but it's one you think everybody should know.
Pumpkin by Maxo Cream. It's like, it's a very descriptive way of describing his life and like growing up in, you know, not the most best parts of, you know, the city. Yeah. And it's so descriptive, but like not negative, where it's like I'm gonna hurt somebody. It's more of like, this is what I went through, and here I am to tell my story.
Yeah.
And it's very like amazing and thought out. It's like, and I don't think a lot of people really notice that. You know, he's kind of big artist now. Like, he's pretty big. I don't mean to downplay him at all, but yeah, like that album right there it's amazing.
Oh yeah, I dig that. Well, thank you for that rec.
Mm-hmm.
All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, for sure. I appreciate you for having me. It's always a blessing.
Yeah. And this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
This is Johnnie RIAR, Reality's Reflection. You shape your world.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.